Hello everybody, and welcome to the Daily Splatt. Yes, I know it's been 10 days since I've been on, and why is that? Well, it's because I was in this, Twelfth Night the musical, no longer being promoted as the run has concluded. I'd just like to say a big well done to everyone involved at the Revellers, and if you want more information about the Revellers Theatre Company, you can go to www.revellers.com.au, the spelling of that here at the bottom, Revellers. Tremendous first show, really, really good fun. Had an absolute blast. 10 days of, I say 10 days, in the 10-day period is what I was trying to say. We put on a series of shows. Most of the time I've been away has been taken up with rehearsals, and then last weekend, Friday evening and then Saturday afternoon and evening, we put on a total of 5 shows. So it was great fun. All of them went very successful. Good crowds for all 5. So thank you all for coming and for everyone who was involved in the production. It was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And then I've spent the last few days sort of recovering, getting ready. Anyway, so today, Tuesday, 1st of May, I thought, right, I'm ready to get back into some daily splats. What can I talk about? There's so much that's been going on. Obviously, the football season is drawing to a close. Perhaps I could talk about the key matches happening there at the top and bottom of the Premier League, or perhaps I could talk about some events that are happening in, in the world with all sorts of strange political events, or maybe I could talk about the phenomenon of this Voice reality TV show. And then I remembered that I don't care, so I immediately disregarded that idea. I'm pondering this as I'm walking home from ECU Joondalup, where I do the Funny Old Game radio show, 4 PM till 6 PM every Tuesday afternoon, live on 89.7 FM. I'm walking home from that, listening to a podcast, just, pondering my evening's activities. Actually, I was thinking, what can I talk about in today's video? And sometimes inspiration strikes you, sometimes a muse appears, gives you inspiration, and sometimes a green car drives past you with a couple of teenagers in it, and out of the back window leans one of them who shouts some expletives at you. The third happened to me this evening. So basically, I'll give you the situation. I'm walking towards Joondalup train station, and there's a large car parking facility, multi-storey car park for some nearby shops. The shopping centre in Joondalup's quite a big facility. Anyway, roaring up and out the path comes this green car, and this green car's 2 lads in the front. One was driving, one wasn't interacting with me. One of them leaned out the back window, head out. I, as far as I can tell, have no idea who he is. He looks about possibly somewhere between 16 to 18. And he leans out the window, presents the bird to me. Let's say this video window is the car window. His head occupies about this much, and he's leaning out like that with the thing. Oh, sorry, I will be doing the finger actions, but I won't be doing the swearing. So he leans out and he says, "Hey, F you." Now, I don't know who he is, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know who I am. So he's just leant out and gone, "F you." So, obviously, taken aback, instincts kick in. Instincts which in the past have had interest. I've some slightly odd instincts sometimes. Anyway, I am taken aback, and I'm actually, I'd argue, reasonably offended by this. And my response is pretty simple. Just as the car is rounding, I just go like that, okay? But not just a simple thing like that, it's a follow. So they're going around a corner, I'm here, I'm just to that gentleman, right? This is the bit that I wanted to bring up today. Normally I would leave a car swearing thing out, okay? The lad in the window goes from going, "Yeah, F you," to his face suddenly drops and he goes, "You can't do that, you C-word," he then says as the car speeds off. Obviously, he wasn't expecting a response, I suppose. So, yeah, if you do happen to be watching, nameless, gormless teen, yes, I can. because I possess the ability to manoeuvre middle digits in that fashion to express the fact that I don't like being sworn at by strangers. It's not something I'm fond of. Admittedly, it does happen every now and then. You do get human beings who're having a bad day, or they think you're somebody that you're not, and they go, "Hey, you're a whatever," that sort of thing. But I have a right to respond, and I believe I did, and I didn't shout back. It was just a nice, calm presentation and pivot, and I just sort of enjoy that, buddy, type thing. And shouting out, "You can't do that." Well, quite clearly I can, and I just did, and people will continue probably responding to you like that if you continue to call them all sorts of awful names. It did occur to me that perhaps as I was walking off, well, maybe they could have pulled the car over, and then that would have been an interesting thing to happen, but they didn't. They drove off, and I felt satisfied with my response. But I wanted to share, I suppose. I just wanted to ask what people think. When they get abused in the street, how do you respond? I mean, I hope it's not a common occurrence to people out there. It isn't for me. The last time I had someone shouting an expletive at me from a car, I was dressed as a bear. It was for a play. We were in the middle of children's theatre. I was Seema, the Confucian moon bear, or sun bear, I forget which now. But essentially that involved me being dressed like a sort of garbed monk in these brown and gold robes, and I had this when I had longer brown hair. I had white paint with like brown panda eyes, and my hair was tied up into two buns to look like bear ears with all sorts of little tassely bits on it, and I looked like a bit of a weirdo. And this car went past, and I can't even remember what the expletives were now, but essentially they just sort of said I looked like a pillock. And you know what? In that case, I'd almost say fair enough. Oh, that's right. No, they called me a fag. That was it. With some other choice F words thrown in, you F and fag and that sort of thing. That one I can sort of understand more because I sort of was drawing attention to myself. I wasn't actually drawing attention to myself. We just popped out to get some lunch. And there were a couple of us in the costumes, but pretty sure they were talking to me. Also had this big fake moustache that was glued on as well. That was kind of cool. Anyway, actually wait, no, it was gross. Point is, look, I'm sure I don't have to tell the majority of you this, but don't swear at people from cars in the street. It's not big and it's not clever, and quite frankly, I would argue I am significantly braver than you because I don't have the protection of a quarter ton of metal speeding away from the innocent person you've picked on at approximately 80 kilometres an hour. I responded in a way that I thought was fair when you could have quite easily pulled over and had at me with more people. I'm very glad that you didn't, though, and I just hope that you all learn from this, if you see it, but I doubt that you would have the intellectual capacity to last 8 minutes into this conversation without going, "Yeah, I'm going to look at fat kids get shot by paintball guns." Good. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Frustration and feelings expelled. I'm glad that I can share it with you out here, and I hope it's brought some small level of entertainment to you all. Oh, and if you're watching, Joey, who was helping out in the Revellers, Joey, and the rest of the Apple team, hello from the Daily Splat. Probably should have thrown that in at the start, but there you go. There's your hello. Might say hello every now and then. Anyway, that is all. Back. You're going to get more than one every 10 days. I think. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.